Well, Kelvin is senior China economist at Pantheon Macroeconomics.
Construction PMI and services PMI activity shot up, but that's largely because of seasonal demand. Manufacturing PMI still dropped in December to just about 50. So what I can say about activity is finally stabilizing at best. So in a nutshell, the details of new manufacturing orders are rising, but that's largely due to slowing export orders, and domestic demand is just bobbing along. So there are lots of problems in the Chinese economy, and the culprit remains to be the property sector. Why is that? It's because about 60–70% of household wealth are tied to it, tied to the property assets, and people are people who are already on the property ladder, i.e. the middle class, are more reluctant to spend on discretionary items as a result. But I think that, the Chinese leadership knew about this. They're trying to devise policy to stop economic deflationary expectations from building in the economy. So that's why you see them doing the policies that they made in the Central Economic Work Conference and the Politburo statement that they're going to do more moderately monetary policy and also more active, proactive fiscal policy to prop up the economy.
Okay, well, look, that's a historical snapshot. Let's look ahead. President Xi aiming for 5% GDP growth. Is that realistic?
I think the market shouldn't focus too much on the GDP growth target, as what China is achieving at the moment is the quality of GDP growth. I think this is the major difference that Xi Jinping in power, he wanted to achieve more quality growth. And as you probably know that, the GDP growth number is not always accurately reflecting economic activity in China. It's better to shy away from it and look into the nuances in the economy to see whether the economy is good or bad. The PMI is one good indicator to look at. But we expect China to achieve the lower bound of the about 5% target for this year, and for next year we expect Xi Jinping to keep his 5% targets in the next MPC meeting. Recently, I think the NBS revised the GDP data, I think on the 27th of December. And that probably will reshape what everyone thinks about achieving the target or not. I think we are all looking into that at the moment, and hopefully that will give us some good news.
Well, let's talk about hoping for some good news. China doesn't exist in a vacuum, of course. It exists in the real-world economy, and that real world has all sorts of troubles ahead that are carried over from past years. President Trump is coming to office, and perhaps further tariffs. Those wars look like they're not going to stop anytime soon. The demographics remain troubling. What is your global outlook for 2025?
I think 2025 for the world will be beset by escalating geopolitical tensions and also potentially some punitive tariff policies from the states. The differences in 2025 and the previous years is that according to what happened in the first Trump administration between 2016 onwards, were uncertainty persists throughout the presidencies, and we expect unexpected policies from the US to dominate global growth going forward. I think for China particularly, the punitive tariff that might jack up to 60% will hurt Chinese profits and also growth. But China will definitely mitigate some of these pressures by depreciating its currency, but it depends on how much the US is going to slap the tariff on. So it will be a very volatile year, we think. The economic data coming out will be sometimes good, sometimes bad. And let's wait until the property sector in China to revive and domestic demand to revive, then we'll have a better years ahead.